Good evening, this is Shannon McClellan with Hometown News, keeping you connected to your hometown. This evening we have an update from Smiths Falls resident Courtney Preece, whose story of her search for both affordable and accessible housing has certainly pulled on the heartstrings of the community, resulting in a GoFundMe campaign that has raised over $45,000 to date. This happened in just a week's time. Courtney is here to share with you some good news on her search, as well as shed some light onto the deeper issue of accessible housing in the community. All right. Thank you, Courtney, so much for being here with us this evening. We really appreciate you taking time out of your evening to give the community an update. I understand that you have some very exciting news that's come your way.
I do. Thank you for having me. And so I was actually offered a 3-bedroom wheelchair accessible unit on one of the new Beck Street builds. So what they offered to do was give it to me at my price range, like from ODSP and from what I get from the Affordable Housing Benefit for Accessibility. They're willing to match my $1,200 rent allowance. So come July near the end, Grayson and I have a 3-bedroom wheelchair accessible unit to live in.
That's amazing. So it's incredible how quickly you had quite the turn of events very quickly. So in a matter of, well, as we said, in a matter of basically 24 hours, the GoFundMe page that was started by your friend Aaron jumped to 20,000. And I believe as of today, it's up to over 45,000.
Yeah,
so
almost 46.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy how quickly the overwhelming generosity of the community kind of came together.
Absolutely.
So now, Courtney, I understand that you do still have one sort of burden to bear. So you still have a bit of a gap. You have to be out of the place where you're currently residing at the end of May, and your new unit isn't available till July 1st. So what are your plans in the interim?
So it might not actually even be July 1st. It's due to be finished somewhere in July. They're not sure when, but they said that they were going to try and get it done as fast as they could. But I do have to be out of here May 31st. So from May 31st until the unit is ready, I'm still kind of trying to figure out where to go, what to do. So that's kind of the one fork in the road we have right now.
Okay, so maybe anybody out there who is watching this video tonight and has heard of something that might be available short term could reach out to Courtney directly if there's anything that you know of available in the community. Now, Courtney, you and I were speaking a bit before the interview started, and this is a great segue into that. And then the community really rallied very quickly when they heard this story really pulls on the heartstrings. Now, this story, as you said, has really circled around you and your son, Grayson, but you have really a much larger intent for your cry for help. So let's talk about that a little bit as well.
So like I said to you earlier, I'm kind of the person who's getting all the attention right now. But what I really wanted to get out there when I started this kind of cry for help was that anybody who has a physical disability that leads them to need an accessible unit, like it's not just me that's needing that. So everybody else that's in my position and needs an accessible unit, they don't have access to it, just like I did. And I'm not the only one going through it. And we may not be the majority of the population, but people with physical disabilities are still a part of the population. And we still have a need and a right to accessible housing, but we don't have access to it.
Absolutely. That's a great point. You know, on top of affordable housing right now, accessibility is a huge issue as well, especially right here in the middle of a pandemic. So Courtney, can you tell us a little bit about your experience with trying to find affordable and accessible housing, just to give the community a bit of an idea of what you've had to go through?
So first off, to find affordable housing, that is far and few between. And when it is affordable, it's not accessible in the sense that everything's on one level or doorways are wide enough, or there might even just be a couple steps to get into the house, but a couple steps literally stops me from being able to get inside there. And when I do find a place that's accessible, because extra renovations have had to be done to make it accessible, they're always more expensive than just an average not accessible unit. So it's hard.
Absolutely. Very challenging. Definitely an issue that needs to be looked at much further. If you had any words to give to anyone out there who's in your situation right now, to give them a bit of a glimmer of hope or some encouragement or to point them in a direction, what would those words be?
Well, first off, don't give up, because help is out there and it is possible. It just might take some time. It took me a lot of digging to find additional resources, like through housing, and through housing, I had to apply for the portable housing benefit for accessibility. So that is one thing that anyone who needs accessible housing can apply for. It's an extra bit of money that goes towards you renting a house that is accessible to you, because they are more expensive. So that's one good resource. Just talking to landlords and saying, look, like, this is my situation, this is what I can do. And as I've learned, there are people out there who have a heart and who are willing to say, look, I'm going to do you a favor. This is the situation you were put in. I'm going to help you out and I'll charge you what you can afford.
Definitely. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Courtney. We're really happy to hear that there is at least something that has been secured for you on the horizon. Again, hopefully it'll be ready for you at the beginning of July, like they're saying. And again, anyone out there who is hearing Courtney's story, if you know of anything that is available in the short term, please feel free to reach out to Courtney. And Courtney, if you don't mind, maybe we'll share your email in the description of this video as well, as a way for people to contact you. Excellent. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with us today?
I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to absolutely everybody who has donated, shared, just sent positive well wishes. Everyone who has supported me through this, it means the absolute world to me. And I said this before, but like, I am so overwhelmed with emotions, but it's like the best possible emotions in the world, knowing that there are people out there who I don't even know who are willing to help and support me. It's so heartwarming, and I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
This is Shannon McClellan with Hometown News. Together, we are community strong.